Welcome to Couch Talk with Molly, with the special Father's Day edition as I talk it up with my fabulous parents.
We don't usually sit this close together.
Liars.
I am lying.
Liars. Yes, normally you're holding hands. Hey, everybody, get excited because I am.
You are one sick child.
I am your sick child.
Yep.
Everyone, these are my parents, Ronny and Susan Babione. Yay! I thought it would be fun, being Father's Day, I'm filming Sunday, Father's Day, to interview my father along with my mother. I tried to record on Mother's Day, but my mother hadn't done her hair yet. But now her hair is beautiful, just like
And
her.
I wasn't that concerned about mine.
So here we are. Yay! So tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got to Norman.
Well,
Okay.
we lived in Altus. I was born and raised in Altus. Lived in Altus a whole lot, except for 3 years after we got married and went to school at Southwestern in Weatherford. We lived in Clinton, and I taught a year in Clinton. But then we moved back to Altus and stayed there and taught school 29 years. I'd always thought that when my mom, after she was gone, I would like to move to Norman because our daughter Molly lived in Norman, and my brother lives in Norman, and Ronnie's sister lives in Norman, and I have nieces in Norman, and so a lot of family in Norman. And so,
Whereas we didn't have any family in Altus except church family.
Yes.
so,
Lots of drinking.
so I was eager to move, and he, being the wonderful, loving husband he is,
I go where she goes.
he
I
goes
go where she
I
tells
go.
me. No, I don't. She's told me a lot of places to go. I wouldn't go.
So anyway, a year ago,
Yeah.
just about a year ago, we moved in this house April 30th of last year, April 30th, 2019.
So that's more than a year ago, dear.
Yes.
But you attended the First Presbyterian Church in Altus for how long?
I moved to Altus in junior high. We lived in Hereford, Texas. Born in Clinton, moved to Hereford, and then my family moved to Altus. They were doing farming. My mom's parents owned farmland in Altus, and my dad was farming that land. So we moved to Altus, and they did that for quite a while. So she was there all her life, and I was there from the 60s. But I've been a Presbyterian all my life. Mom was Presbyterian. Dad was Methodist.
There it is.
They got married, and Dad became Presbyterian. She was Baptist. I told her I'd marry her. She'd become Presbyterian. And she agreed. So.
That was fine with me because Presbyterians, I didn't have to go to church on Sunday night and Wednesday night. But we were members in Altus as a couple for 45 years.
Wow.
We were members in Clinton for 3 years while we lived in Clinton.
Mhm.
And that's where we both became elders.
Yes.
I was working in Clinton as a male telephone operator. One of the first in the country. I mean, that was when they called for an operator. And it's funny because people don't even know what an operator is nowadays. But, you know, and I'd say operator, and they'd say, no, who are you doing? What? I am the operator. And my former wrestling coach called, and I just happened to be the operator that took the call. He was calling for my phone number. I said, well, who wants to know? So, so we carried on a conversation. Well, I was at work as a phone operator, and he wanted to know if I'd be interested in coaching wrestling. And I said, well, yes, I would be. So we went and interviewed and got hired in Altus as school teachers. And so I did not have any teaching certification at all. I had a degree in business, and so I taught PE for 3 years with a degree in business while I was going back to school to get my teaching certification. And after I got that, but I was coaching at the junior high level in Altus, and so that's how we got hired in Altus. Started teaching there.
I have learned so much.
Well, I can keep telling you a whole lot more.
Sure you could. We'll save that for another interview. All right. So what are some of the things? Okay, so growing up Baptist
Yes.
and then coming to Presbyterian.
Yes.
What are some of the things you like about our Presbyterian faith?
I loved my church. I had a great church growing up, great pastors and everything, great friends from church. But it didn't bother me to change to Presbyterian faith. Quite different. Your dad and I even kind of talked about that today after the baptism, Michael's sermon, listening to his story about baptism. And I can understand. I remember when I was saved, I was in third grade, 9 years old, and I still very strongly remember how I felt. And remember telling my mother and dad that I wanted to accept Jesus Christ as my Savior, wanted to be saved. And so, I can still remember being baptized. And so joining the Presbyterian church with infant baptism was quite different and alien to me. And it took a long time for me to really understand that. And I think it was probably when your brother R.C. was going through confirmation class that it kind of all made sense to me. You're baptized as an infant, but then when you're old enough, you can go through this confirmation class, and to me, you're confirming that baptism, and you're making that conscious choice. And that's what I think everyone has to make, that conscious choice, that yes, they do want to be a part of
This family.
this. And I like that. So I like that. I do like the more formal part of the Presbyterian service. I've always liked that. And so it's just, there's a lot of the things I do like about it. And now I just feel like I've almost always been a Presbyterian. But it'd be kind of hard for me now, I think, to go back to Baptist church.
Most of your life you have been Presbyterian.
Well, it has. Yes, I have for more than half of it.
Don't think about that.
We'll have our 49th anniversary July 31st.
Man,
And so
49th.
49th.
She's counting.
So now you're at First Pres Norman. Do you have anything that you like about the church here?
We like the word with children, the young disciples.
they have this excellent.
She is pretty remarkable.
Yes. and there's a lot that I like, but I think I maybe have had more opportunities. I don't know. Having Sarah, she's kind of taken
you under her wing.
I just was so excited I was going to start volunteering at the thrift store, and then COVID-19 hit. I got to work one day and all, but I was looking forward to that, and I'll be looking forward to that again, and meeting some beautiful women, wonderful women there. The circle that I belong to, Lydia's done a great job of trying to keep us in touch and everything, Nancy and all of them. And so there's a lot of things I do. I love the music. Unfortunately for me these days, but with my cochlear implants, I can't enjoy music as much as I used to. It just doesn't sound the same with the instrumental music and all. I can't. It just makes it harder to listen to, and even like listening to the radio and things like that. Conversations one-on-one, close, I do great, but music's the one thing that my ears haven't adjusted to. Most of the time I do great.
Most of the time.
She does have selective hearing.
Very.
But it's so much better than it used to.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some great stories there too. That's fine.
And so, but we love Michael, his sermons. Every Sunday I always get something out of it. It's great, and just there's a lot and I'm just hoping COVID-19's kind of put a, I don't know what you call it, stop or whatever, to just really getting to meet more people and everything. And that's what I think we'd both really like, to meet more couples our age in the church and try and develop some closer friendships there.
But you both were in prayer triplets.
Yes, we were.
And you were enjoying those, and then
We were.
COVID-19. Yeah.
So,
But you did the prayer triplets. So doing those and talking about the church and hopes and dreams, did y'all come to, I mean, what would you like to see being new members of the church?
What? Go ahead.
Well, as I told you earlier when we were talking, I think it would be a nice idea if there was a new members class or something for several weeks or something. Like when we joined the church, there were several people that joined.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be
We didn't know any of them and still don't, except for Paul.
The other houses.
But to just kind of get a chance to know them a little bit more and have different people from the church, maybe once a week or something, to tell us some part about the church, but to know more. There's so much that the church does, so much that the church is involved in. And being a new member, a lot of it we're not aware of. And so I think if they had some sort of new members class, I think something that maybe the deacons could do as outreach would be, if you were assigned like a deacon that would sort of be a mentor or something to you. As it doesn't matter how long you've been a Presbyterian or been a member of a church before, or for the first time you're a member of a church. It's just different. Every church is different. And it would be kind of nice to have someone that's going to kind of look out for you and help you make the adjustment to a new church.
No, but I think you're making really good points in that we need to make sure we're connecting. I mean, you become a new member and then you've joined. What's next?
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, don't come and ask me to be a deacon or an elder immediately. Let's meet some people and see what's going on.
Right.
Maybe there's something I'd enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some projects going on at the church that I would have enjoyed helping with, but I couldn't do that at the time because of other involvements. But painting and so forth in the hallways.
Yeah.
But I'm always busy. It doesn't matter. As often as we'd been there before, I guess they think we know before, but I just
so reach out, talk to the new members, because
But if you call me, I won't answer it unless you leave a message.
It's true. Leave the message.
If I don't recognize the number. I have deleted or I have blocked 642 to date calls. So I'm not counting, but.
Well, I love you both. I think you're fantastic people. I'm a little biased. But I just want to say today I'm wearing for Father's Day. So one thing my dad and I started doing 3-4 years ago now, a former member of our church had a baby boot camp and asked if I would be interested in joining the running club and to compete in my first 5K. And I'm not a runner.
Don't have to be.
Don't have to be. But I asked if my dad would do it with me, just as an encouragement, because, that coach thing in him. And so, but then we haven't stopped.
We're still not runners.
We're still not runners.
This has been Couch Talk with Molly. My sincerest thanks to my wonderful parents, Ronny and Susan.
She asked everybody else how they met.
Well, they just tell me. So how did you meet? Go right ahead.
Well,
we haven't yet.